like got up on the rock then, and it's just like one rock in all this water. And then it's a fucking long story, so I'll probably skip a few bits. But I end up like fighting with it for the rest of the day, and then I end up falling over another 2 times. One time I actually had to volunteer to jump. I had nowhere to go. I was just like stuck in this little canyon in the water, and I literally had to come up with the guts to be like jump into the next water chute, which is just like a slide cut out of the rocks from the water running down there for fucking millions of years. And I've still got my backpack on. I can't leave nothing because that could be what saves me at the end of the day. I've got a sleeping bag. I've got other clothes in there. I got meat from the chamois. I had the skin from the chamois. I still had everything in there. And I like. Have you ever done anything where you fucking like properly got to convince yourself to do it? Because like I didn't know if that was going to kill me going to the next step or if that was going to save my life. And then so you're calculating all that and then having to have the guts to actually jump into the next chute of water and go down. Man, I just remember just fucking doing it. And I jumped perfect. I landed on the backpack. I put all the weight on the backpack, slid into the next bit, just like pumped with adrenaline, right? So I'm not even feeling the cold at this point because adrenaline's just going sick. And I end up going down a bit further, and then I could just hear this like deafening sound of water. And I'm like, fuck me dead, like what next? Because constantly it seemed to be like, what next, what next, what's next? And I hear this deafening sound of water, and I get to the fucking edge, and it's like 400 yards. Straight down.
Oh my God.
And it's just like then it was like, no, there's no going any further. You're like, to go further is definitely death. You need to work something out here, you know. And it got to the point, it takes a lot of courage to even be like, need someone to save me. Like, at least for me, because I've always, you know, like, it's the way that you're brought up, the way that I was brought up, because, you know, I'd never had the father figure in my life. I didn't have any of that, so it was always, everything I do for myself. That's why I never usually ask people for help. This is the biggest ask for help there fucking is.
Right.
And it's pressing the SOS button on the emergency device, you know, and it's like, and I sat there for 20 minutes and still pumped with adrenaline over that time. I fucking like getting adrenaline talking about it now. And then realizing there's fucking definitely no way off here. It's time to hit the button. Like, this is where you don't get to see your family again, or you don't get to do any of this again or live life. You need to hit the button and just fucking, like, still hitting the button hurt. And you got to hold it in for like 10 or 20 seconds. It was fucking the longest 10 seconds of my life. And like at this point, I've taken the backpack off. I took a jacket off because it was just so fucking heavy and wet. And it's sitting there. And I'm holding the button in for like 10 seconds. And it's like, then it's like SOS, you know, and it's like, oh shit. And then, but there's no reply to it or anything like that at that point. It sort of just says the signal's successful, as in sent, and that's about it. And it's getting late, and I'm like, I need to set up some sort of camp. I need to go for my pack, see what I can use, like what's going to work out here. And I pull my pack out, and then like I've only got a spot that's like the size of one body laying down to even stand on in this area. And it's barely flat. The only thing that's kept it flat is a tree's fallen off from up at the alpine tops at some point in its life, fallen down there. And then all the shale and rock that's fallen off these big washouts with the water has like leaned up against that big stump. So it's like laid out a flat bit. And I could fit about 3/4 of a little one-person tent on there. And so I set the tent up there. I set the mattress that I was telling you that I was trying to flag down the helicopter with. I'd set that just on there. That just sat on there. And then I pulled the sleeping bag out and it was fucking soaked. Like the sleeping bag was drenched and I'm like, it's still going to be something. And went for the rest of my pack. I pulled the chamois skin out and sort of laid that there, hoping it'd give me some warmth as well. And I've like stripped down then all the like bigger layers to try and get that off me. And I climbed in this wet, cold sleeping bag, which is the worst feeling fucking ever in that situation. Like you're starting to think like this is the end. This might be death. And I climbed in there and I was trying to get warm. And then I kept looking at that signal, but my phone, like it's through my phone. My phone, it's usually through my phone, sorry. My phone had already died, so it's just through the little device. And remember the old phones, how you had to go through the fucking alphabet on them to type a message? I'm trying to type a message to my buddy that was keeping tabs on me as all this was happening. And the message just went out as in, I need help. And he, like I've been around this dude for forever. He's one of my best friends, so he knows what I'm like. He knows if I'm like, I fucking need help, that it's not good, you know. And that message, I didn't know if it went out or not. I had to turn it off because I had like 4 or 5% in it. So I shut it down. Anyway, I'm laying in there, and then obviously the adrenaline's calming off, and I think I dozed off for a little while. It might have been 40 minutes or so. It's like a power nap. And I woke up, and my body was just quivering flat out, like from fucking deep in. It was just quivering flat out, and that feels like death. That actually it scared me because I couldn't stop. I was just fucking quivering flat out, like my core's trying to warm back up.
Yeah,
and it took me a little while to think about that because I end up shutting myself down. I stopped myself shaking. And then I was like, you fucking idiot. That's exactly what your body's supposed to do. It's trying to warm up. And then I sort of loosened up again and it started shaking. And then I went to move this arm and this leg and they wouldn't move. Like I couldn't move them. And then I was like, oh, shit. Like as in the adrenaline. It was from that first fall, I think, or it was from the jump that I did. I don't know if I'd bruised it. I don't know if it's about nearly hypothermic. I don't know what really happened there. I just couldn't move that leg and I couldn't move this arm. So then that scared me a bit too. And I started thinking about Kim and the kids and like shook me up. And I got teary as well, which was weird because then I fucking warmed up. Like when all that happened, I was starting to warm up. Anyway, I tried to sleep. You can't sleep. You're in a wet sleeping bag. It's free. Like everything's fucking frozen around you. There's fucking rocks rolling from the top of the fucking mountain down into the river. The creek that's now turned into a river. There's rocks rolling down there. You're listening to that all night. There's like smaller debris and rocks hitting the tent. And it's just like, and you can't move because I'm on a pad this big. Anyway, I don't even know how, but the morning came at some point. I got up, turned the GPS back on. No, there was no message, no nothing. So I hit the SOS one last time and I held it in. Nothing. I think I sat around for the first couple of hours of morning, like just holding my chest and stuff like that, trying to get warm again. And I got to the point and it's like, no one's coming for you. Like